So I welcome Professor Chandan Bose now. He's a faculty member from the University of Birmingham, UK. So over to you, sir.
So let me introduce myself first. As Ms. Pyle has introduced me, I'm Chandan. I'm an assistant professor of aerospace engineering at the University of Birmingham. And it's my great pleasure to be here. And first of all, I thank Professor Kannan, Professor Janani, and the whole FOSSEE team, and also Chemical Engineering Department for inviting me to come here and actually explore different options where we can head this project towards. And so I would start telling my journey or my experience with working with this FOSSEE project. So I did my master's and PhD at the IIT Madras. And then when I was moving towards my postdoc journey, I came across this FOSSEE project. And basically that was the first point of contact I had with Professor Kannan and Professor Janani. And I actually expressed my interest that this is the one-of-a-kind project which is ongoing in India to spread or promote the knowledge of open source software. So as Professor Kannan extensively explained, that it is not only with OpenFOAM on the CFD side, but we have several open source tools, and the main motivation behind this project or the vision of this project is to spread and promote using open source technologies in a country like India, which is very much growing. So basically, I am very much honored that I got the opportunity to get involved with this project, to contribute in many different ways, to be engaged in different events, workshops that FOSSEE has organized over the years in the area of OpenFOAM or CFD, which is also my area of expertise in my research area. And so I actually was engaged in all of this event and tried to contribute to the best of my capability as an advisor. But it is a great pleasure that Professor Kannan and Professor Janani and also Professor Manashrita, who were actually leading this project, they thought that I could actually be involved more into this and extend some of the directions of the FOSSEE that has been already taken and has been hugely successful in the country. And we can take this effort and promote this knowledge from India to an international level. And that basically, that is where my visions are. And basically, I am trying to increase the impact of this project. And it's very much clear that this project is very much impactful in promoting this open source knowledge towards the education, to reach to the every students in the domain of CFD, to give them the tools or to help them overcome the learning curve, to learn these open source tools, to get to know the computational fluid dynamics from in more depth, instead of just using more or less commercial tools as part of their education. Apart from that, and particularly why we are here, I think I would make it brief because Professor Janani has really extensively told what is our vision and why we are all here. And that was the discussion we started having, that besides the education in different premier institutes like IITs towards any regional universities and colleges to reach out and promote the use of these open source tools like OpenFOAM, we should also at some point need to understand what the industry in this area or the national research labs in India are in which state they are in using these open source tools. And there are a lot of impactful projects that are going on in India from both the industry sector as well as different national projects, which has a component of fluid dynamics or essentially computational fluid dynamics, which can advance those stages very well. And as we know that in this open source framework, we can develop more without reinventing the wheel of writing all governing equation from the scratch. We can take the solvers, which are very much standard, and then improve it or customize it for any particular project. That is where we want to contribute from the umbrella of FOSSEE. And thanks to all of the faculty colleagues from different institutes and from the industry partners who are here and or who have joined online. And today is the day where we first, before taking our actions in making our visions in real life, we want to hear from you that if we can in any way help you to overcome your challenge, or in any way can we support you to grow by using these open source softwares or open source tools. So I think that is the main goal of this today's program, that after some time we will hear from you that at what stage you are trying to use this open source tool OpenFOAM, and how we can help you or we can collaborate with you to actually achieve the visions that FOSSEE as a project we have. So basically, the point that in my mind is that this advisory board, mainly from the experts from the industries in India and also from some national labs, will help us to actually review our works or our basically work packages that we design in the coming future. So in my mind, and which is of course subject, we all can sit down and discuss at how, in which mode we want to do it, but we should have a regular meetings to seek feedback, to tell you what we are doing and in which way we are reaching out both the impact of education and both towards the industry and national projects, and then seek feedback from you to refine our ideas, review it, and then accordingly change of our actions. So that will be very much helpful and useful, I think. So the next point that I want to mention it here is that as a country, if we develop the Indian expertise in these open source tools, in a way we can extend it to an international level, and I think that's where my contribution can be more prominent, because I am now a faculty member in University of Birmingham, UK, and kind of engaged with the global OpenFOAM community as the editor of OpenFOAM journal, or also into different activities such as organizing OpenFOAM workshops, talking to my colleagues who are very much expert and developers in different domain of OpenFOAM. So I want the contribution from Indian students and Indian Institute as a whole, as Professor Janani mentioned, to go or to have a leap from the learning stage or to a contributing phase to the real life through the real national projects or through international collaboratory projects, as well as through the industry contribution, and showing the impact in terms of numbers, that how these open source tools or the developed tools within OpenFOAM are actually making impact in real life, and how we can ask expert advice from outside India and also collaborate with them to support us to achieve this aim, to solve the challenges that we can face, of course, towards the learning curve. And towards that, we want to reach to a stage where different developments within India, within different regional university or IITs, that goes to and be integrated in the actual release of OpenFOAM repository. So that is the main aim, that we should have the contribution in an international stage and make it open to the globe, so that people use our contributions or our developments and then build on the soldier of giants, right? So towards that, I think this is the main vision, but what are the mechanisms that are possible that we can contribute to? One is basically, as I said, that we are trying to build a platform to actually make all the recent state-of-the-art developments visible to all the OpenFOAM community, that is through the OpenFOAM journal. So basically through the case studies that we are doing within the FOSSEE project, to the internship that we are doing, and I want all of these Indian students to actually make contribution to actual research level, and then they can publish it and release their contribution or the development, for example, through OpenFOAM journal, so that it reaches to the whole community worldwide, and then it can make its impact. So that's actually one of my main vision for today. So today also, and those developments, how can they help the Indian industry sector? That will be a main aim for today's discussion, to know, for me at least, that if we can connect it through some international collaborative projects to international organizations or also in international industries. And so there are different mechanisms for that, and we should discuss more on as an advisory board meeting when we will have it, and decide our point of actions. So I think with that, I don't want to really make my talk so stretched. So we have a lot of other talks, but I will be very happy to talk to you in person, informally, throughout the day, and happy to answer any questions that you have. And of course, if I have forgotten to tell something, we will keep discussing throughout today's. So I want to thank again all of you who has come here in person, or who has already agreed to help us, support us as being in the advisory board. And also we will hear more from them about the work they are doing. Thank you all. And at last, I really thank IIT Bombay. I thank Professor Kannan, Professor Janani, the Chemical Engineering Department, Professor Mahesh, to invite me here. It's a great pleasure again to come back one of the IITs and contribute in the smaller level that I can. Thank you very much.